سلام، حالتون چطوره؟ خوش اومدید به CoolTalk. من علی نیکزاد هستم. در پادکست های CoolTalk من بعضی وقتا خودم، بعضی وقتا هم با مهمونهای خوب و درجه یکی که میارم با شما در مورد زبان انگلیسی، آموزش زبان، فیلم، سریال، گیم و هر چیزی که به نوعی به زبان انگلیسی مرتبط باشه صحبت میکنیم. میتونید ویدیوهای مرتبط با این پادکست رو از طریق پیج اینستاگرام من با آدرس علی نیکزاد افیشال دنبال بکنید. این پادکست روی بستر اپلیکیشن کاست باکس با کیفیت خیلی بالا منتشر میشه و میتونید از طریق اندروید و آی او اس یا از طریق کامپیوتر شخصیتون بهش دسترسی داشته باشید. Okay, guys, how you doing? Welcome to episode 35 of CoolTalk podcast. Wow, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been quite a while, actually. Almost 4 months. I really wanted to do this sooner, but you know how it was the past few months, and, well. Okay, anyway, it's good to be back. I am really happy to be here. I'm really glad to be here. They say each day is a gift, and I've been receiving a lot of messages from you guys talking about podcasts, asking for new episodes and everything. And I just wanted to thank you guys so much. Actually, the only reason I'm doing this is because of you guys. That's the only possible reason I'm doing this. Trust me, it's not for others getting to know this. I mean, yeah, well, when they listen to your podcast, some new people get to know you. But the thing is, the feedback I get from you guys, that's the driving force behind doing this. Trust me, that's the only thing that keeps me going. So, as I said, it's good to be back. And here in this episode, 35, as I told you earlier, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing this awesome miniseries called The Loudest Voice. Yeah. So who's in it? Oh, Russell Crowe. Wow. How can you not watch something with Russell Crowe in it? I think they did another series. No, it was a movie. They did another movie called Bombshell a few years back. And that one was good. But this miniseries, oh my God, the attention to details, it's amazing. Russell Crowe's performance, everything about this is amazing. All right. Oh, one more thing. Well, today Hunter and I are sitting next to each other. Actually, Hunter is sitting here on this chair. And he looks pissed off at me. Well, the reason is I haven't fed him anything, I think for the entire day, actually, because, well, he's getting fat. So he's not on such good terms with me right now. But, well, he'll get used to it. All right, so this is us two talking to you guys today. So if in the middle of the podcast you guys hear some meowing, you need to know that's Hunter. Okay, without further ado, let's get started with the podcast. This miniseries, The Loudest Voice, it's an American drama television miniseries. Well, in case you guys have forgotten what drama is, here's the definition for you, brought to you by Wikipedia. Now, in film and television, drama is a category or genre of narrative fiction. Basically, all forms of cinema or television that involve fictional stories are forms of drama. In a broader sense, if their storytelling is achieved by means of actors who represent characters. Right? So that's a very comprehensive definition of drama for you. So next time you hear from someone, I think you guys might know what it means. So, The Loudest Voice. What is it all about? It's about Roger Ailes, the former CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Fox News. Now, the story is about him as he creates and guides the rise of Fox News. Ever heard of Fox News? اونایی که اخبار گوش میدن، شبکه‌های خبری رو برای تقویت زبان یا هر دلیل دیگری میدونن که یکی از شبکه‌های خبری که توی امریکا فعالیت میکنه Fox News هستش. So, who created this? I had no idea, right? We used to watch Fox News from time to time, but I had no idea who created it, right? The owner is Rupert Murdoch, apparently. He's got a huge company that owns Fox. And this story, as I mentioned earlier, is about Roger Ailes as he creates and guides the rise of Fox News. It's based on a book, which was published in 2014. The name of the book was The Loudest Voice in the Room by Gabriel Sherman. Actually, Gabriel Sherman's character is also depicted in the series. He's a guy who's actually busting Roger Ailes' balls. All right, anyway, now, in the beginning, I mentioned Russell Crowe's name. He's the star. He is the star of the show. Unbelievable performance. Like, these guys, as they get older, guys like Russell Crowe, they're old school. As they get older, they get better and better and better. He's actually one of my favorites, right next to Christian Bale. I mean, these guys are amazing. And he's actually in it. And there's one more guy I like, Seth MacFarlane. Those of you guys who have watched Ted, you know who I'm talking about. So Seth MacFarlane, he's in this mini-series as well. He has the role of Brian Lewis. He was somehow Roger Ailes' right-hand man. So we're going to be talking about this mini-series. I am going to tell you a little bit about some of the episodes. It has 7 episodes, but I'm not going to be talking about all of them because that way I'll spoil the entire thing. So I'm just going to talk to you guys about episode 1 and 2, the first 2 episodes. And we got some awesome cuts for you. 4 cuts, actually. We got 4 different cuts for you from the series, and we're going to be talking about some of those awesome words and phrases and sentences. Now let's talk about the story a little bit more. So, The Loudest Voice tells the story of Roger Ailes, who turned Fox News into one of the most powerful, influential media networks in history. So you guys know where influential comes from. It comes from the word influence, right? And something's influential. That's the adjective there. تأثیرگذار, let's say. It depicts Ailes becoming one of the most prominent figures in modern American conservatism, with flashbacks to the 9/11 attacks, the 2008 U.S. presidential election, and also the 2016 U.S. presidential election, as well as the numerous sexual harassment accusations and settlements that ended his career. So, Roger Ailes, based on a true story, everything. And, well, apparently he was a genius. He was awesome. He was bright. He knew what he was doing. He was a professional. But the thing is, well, there were numerous sexual harassment accusations. And, well, those accusations, they kind of ended his career, Roger Ailes' career. Now, with flashbacks to the 9/11 attacks, what was the other part? Became one of the most prominent figures in modern American conservatism. Okay, این کلمه کلیدیه conservative and conservatism. آدمی که محافظه کاره رو بهش میگیم conservative. معمولاً توی ادبیات سیاسی ایالات متحده میگن افرادی رو داریم که خیلی محافظه کارن، اینا معمولاً جمهوری خواهن. And then we got Democrats. دموکرات ها لیبرال ترن، از محافظه کار فاصله میگیرن. So conservatives. اونایی که محافظه کار هستن ویژگی های مشخصی دارن. They got some common features. Thing is that maybe some of them are racist. I just don't want to say things here. So I'm trying to be very careful with the words I use. Most of them are pro-war. یعنی اگر رئیس جمهوری یه جنگی اعلام بکنه علیه کشور دیگه، معمولاً کنسرواتیو ها همراهی میکنن. They're patriots. They mostly live in southern states. معمولاً توی ایالت‌های جنوبی تر اینا رو میشه پیدا کرد. And well, yeah, that's it. همون عبارت جمهوری خواه رو وقتی میگیم خیلی از اینها به ذهن میرسه. So anyway, he was a conservative figure. یک چهره محافظه کار که فاکس نیوز رو ایجاد کرد به خاطر اینکه میخواست اون ایدئال ها و اون تصویری که از یک American conservative رو داشت رو در واقع با این ماشین پروپاگانداش ارائه بکنه به آمریکا and the world as well. That's what Roger Ailes' story is all about. So I'm going to be talking about just 2 episodes, okay? In the first one, it happens in late 1995. Roger Ailes is forced to resign from his position at CNBC. Okay, that's a news network. CNBC is a news network. And back then, in 1995, he used to work there. but he was forced to resign. And what he did was he manipulated a loophole in his non-compete clause. ببینید افرادی که مثل راجر ایلز مدیران خیلی ارشد و مدیران خیلی معروف و تاثیرگذاری هستن، وقتی میخوان یک جایی رو ترک بکنن به این راحتی نیست که برن پیششون و بگن okay you're fired. Right? اون شوی دونالد ترامپ نمیدونم یادتون میاد یا نه، یه شوی داشت به اسم اپرنتیس و اون جمله معروفش که وقتی کسی نمیتونست اون معیارها رو به دست بیاره ترامپش میگفت okay you're fired. Right? اینقدر راحت نیست. مجبورشون میکنن که قراردادهای زیادی رو امضا بکنن، شرایط خروجشون رو در واقع امضا میکنن و یه توافقی میرسن. یه دونه از این چیزهایی که توی قرارداد راجر ایلز بوده he had a non-compete clause. Okay, what's a non-compete clause? This is where it gets technical, so listen carefully. In contract law, a non-compete clause or restrictive covenant, it's a clause under which one party agrees not to enter into or start a similar profession or trade in competition against another party. بخوام ساده‌شو بگم، شما تعهد میدی که بعد از اینکه از اینجا رفتی بیزنسی شبیه به این بیزنس رو ایجاد نکنی یا نری با افراد و بیزنس های دیگری که همین کار رو انجام میدن همکاری بکنی، مثلا مدیر اونها بشی یا اطلاعات ارزشمندی رو در اختیارشون بذاری. They force you to sign this. But Roger Ailes, he was extremely clever. اون موقعی که این کار رو داشت انجام میداد و این non-compete clause رو امضا کرد، گفتش تمام نیوز نتورک هایی که الان وجود دارن، اما راجع به اونهایی که ممکنه در آینده به وجود بیان صحبت نکرد. Right? He was just talking about all those existing news networks. So Fox News, it didn't used to exist back then. So he immediately teams with Rupert Murdoch to create a new network named Fox News. Right? So he teamed up with Rupert Murdoch. When you team up with someone, you start a cooperation. You will start some kind of you become partners, right? So, sensing an opportunity to create something in his own image, Roger successfully argues that Fox should cater exclusively to the conservative audience. Okay, this one's good. تصوری که راجر ایلز داشت از شبکه فاکس نیوز این بود که فاکس کاملا باید متعلق باشه به محافظه‌کارا. جمهوری‌خواها افرادی که محافظه‌کاری خیلی زیاد و شدید معروفن. And Roger Ailes, he wanted Fox News to cater to the needs of those conservatives. حالا اینجا ما این کلمه رو داریم. He successfully argues that Fox should cater exclusively to the conservative audience. این کلمه cater رو اگه من یه ذره ساده‌اش بکنم شما توی فارسی جدیداً میشنوید، شاید 5-6 ساله که خیلی رایجه. دیدید مغازه هایی که تهیه غذا هستن میگن catering بهشون. نمیدونم تو فارسی چجوری تلفظش میکنی ولی catering. So it comes from the word cater. Cater معنی اصلیش این هست to provide food or drinks at a party. این معنی خیلی سادهش هست. But what we mean here, اما چیزی که اینجا منظورمون هست از cater, it's to satisfy a need or to provide what is wanted or needed by a particular person or group. یه مثال میزنم از دیکشنری کالینز اگه اشتباه نکنم. Internet shopping caters to every conceivable need. میگه که خرید اینترنتی تقریبا هر نیازی رو که فکرشو بکنی بهش پاسخ میده. That's a very good one. اینو از من داشته باشید توی این پادکست. So cater exclusively to the conservative audience. دلیل اینکه راجر ایلز فاکس نیوز رو راه اندازی کرد این بود. Now, development of Fox, it was difficult and a problem not helped by an accelerated schedule from 12 months to just 6 because they heard that Disney is actually launching their own network. So Roger somehow convinced Rupert that they can launch in 6 months instead of 12, which is a very difficult task. All right, so Roger covers much ground and establishes what he sees as core hallmarks of Fox News. Okay, kalame hallmark, it's a good one. And when we talk about hallmarks, the word hallmarks, it means a typical characteristic or feature of a person or thing. Okay, now let's talk about بین راجب دیزاین مینیمال حرف بزنیم. مثلا بعضی تو این رو شنیدید، دیزاین های مینیمال دیزاین های ساده ای هستن و در عین حال مدرن. Okay, so we can say this kind of design has simplicity as its hallmark. Simplicity is a hallmark of this design. Okay, so that's the word hallmark. Now, Roger Ailes, he had some hallmarks for Fox News in his mind. So those hallmarks are an emphasis on bombastic journalists, tendency towards sexually attractive female journalists. Okay, so these are the hallmarks of Fox News. First one, an emphasis on bombastic journalists. Okay, یه جایی هست توی سریال که وقتی راجر ایلز داره دنبال مجری میگرده، کاندیداهای مختلفی میاد و مصاحبه میکنن. So one of them is a guy who sent him a tape of himself. His name is Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity الان یکی از مجریهای معروف فاکس نیوز هستش. البته مطمئن نیستم هنوزم توی فاکس هست, but well, he used to be a Fox man. So anyway, وقتی که شان هانیتی تیپ شان هانیتی رو داره میبینه, he asks his assistant to mute the tape so he can watch his body language. زبان بدن شان هانیتی و اون انرژی و شلوغ پلوغ بودن شان هانیتی براش جذابه. این دقیقا میشه همون bombastic journalist. بهش تو فارسی میگیم پرطمطراق یا قلمبه سلمبه و پر سر و صدا, right? That's bombastic. You can find the word bomb somewhere in there. So bombastic journalists, he wanted to message reality to create superiority of conservative ideals, and he had a tendency toward attractive female journalists. Okay, that's how he actually wanted to attract the attention of his viewers. He wanted to use journalists, female journalists who were attractive. Okay, so فرمول قدیمی استفاده از زنها در میدیا برای جلب توجه. So that's what he did. That's actually what he wanted to do. So that's another hallmark of Fox News. So there was another problem. وقتی که فاکس وارد نیوز کور, اون شرکت بزرگ روپرت مرداک شد که مالک فاکس نیوز هم بود, there were a lot of old people there. آدم هایی که از زمان روپرت مرداک اونجا بودن. And Roger, he didn't like most of those people. So he tried to alienate several of them. But he compensated, right? He compensated by recruiting old allies. یه سیستم خیلی آشنا. قدیمی رو ریخت بیرون, جدیدا رو آورد. جدیدهایی که به خودش وفادار بودن. And old allies, متحدهای قدیمی خودش. So the word alienate, he alienated several employees. So the meaning here is, when you alienate someone, you make them feel isolated or strange. He alienated, he made those people feel isolated, and at the end he fired them. And he compensated by recruiting. When you recruit someone, you actually hire them. You ask them to work for you. So he recruited them, those old allies, and he wanted to build a new force of people loyal to him. Yeah, loyalty mattered to Roger Ailes. All right, so despite much chaos, Fox successfully launched in October 1996. Yeah, that's the date. The goal is for the conservative movement to become the loudest voice. میخواست که جریان محافظه کار در امریکا تبدیل بشه به بلندترین صدا. ابزارالاتش رو هم فراهم کرده بود. فاکس نیوز قرار بود تبدیل بشه به یک خبرگزاری به شدت محافظه کار با اون هالمارک هایی که تو ذهنمون داشتیم. Bombastic journalists, attractive female journalists. Now, let's talk about the second episode real quick. On September, Roger and his team, they're shocked and horrified by the unprecedented terrorist attack. Okay, there was a terrorist attack on 9/11, and Roger Ailes, he was shocked and horrified. And it was an unprecedented terrorist attack. این کلمه unprecedented خیلی به درد بخوره. جای مختلفی شنیدیم و خیلی از شما ممکنه ندونید که دقیقاً به چه معنیه. When something is unprecedented, or when something happens on an unprecedented scale, یعنی که هیچ وقت تا به حال شبیهش اتفاق نیفتاده بوده. Definition دیکشنری کمبریج میگه never having happened or existed in the past. یه مثال. This century has witnessed environmental destruction on an unprecedented scale. در یک مقیاسی ما داریم محیط زیست رو نابود میکنیم که تا به حال شبیهش رو ندیدیم و نشنیدیم. Okay, so Roger Ailes and his friends, they thought that the attack was unprecedented. What did he do? Roger Ailes, he begins to push Fox to sensationalize the perceived attack on America. راجر ایلز، یک آدم محافظه کار، چه چیزی از این بهتر، سعی کرد که این اتک رو تا جایی که میتونه سنسیشنالایز بکنه. میگفتیم که یک پاپ ستار یا یک هنرپیشه یا هر محصول جدیدی قابلیت این رو داره که برای مدتی تبدیل بشه به سنسیشن. کلمه سنسیشن رو احتمالاً شنیدید. They say, okay, Billie Eilish is the she's the sensation now, or I don't know, those new guys, or these electric scooters, they are the new sensation. Okay, sensationalize فعل همین کلمه sensation هست. به معنی to present information in a way that tries to make it as shocking or exciting as possible. As shocking or exciting as possible. تا جایی که میتونیم یک چیزی رو هیجان انگیز بکنیم و شوکه کننده بشه و یک چی میگم به اصطلاح توی فارسی پیازداغش خیلی زیاد بکنیم. You know, that's exactly what it means. Sensationalize something. So he wanted Fox News to do that to the 9/11 attacks, in particular by being the first to run controversial footage of jumpers from the World Trade Center. Can you just believe that? There were actually jumpers. اون اتفاق افتاده. So he فکر میکنم توی سریال مخالفت میکنن اعضای تیمش که این الان درست نیست. We are not supposed to release that footage. But he said, no, we have to do it. چرا؟ به خاطر همون sensationalize کردن قضیه. So he was the first one to run controversial footage of jumpers from the World Trade Center. And he promised the Bush government, George W. Bush, to put everything behind the war effort. و در نهایت همه میدونیم که جنگ عراق اتفاق افتاد. So he wanted to sensationalize things. And that's how he helped the war effort. We're done with the first 2 episodes. I'm not going to be talking about the rest of those episodes. They're actually your job. Watching them is your job. So go ahead and watch them. They're awesome. Now, I'm going to talk about some cuts. Brought you guys 4 awesome scenes where we can learn some really good English. Okay, so the first one's from episode 1. Let's go give it a listen, and then we'll be back.
It's good stuff. You should give it a chance.
Yeah. It's no Marvin Gaye. Look, I need you to get the lay of the land as quick as you can and come back and give me a report.
Anyone in particular?
Yeah. Ian Ray. He's Australian. He's worked for Murdoch for a long time. Famously unflappable.
Anyone else?
All of them. It's an old ship. Lots of rats. It's good you're here.
All right, so here Roger enters Brian Lewis's room, and Brian's listening to something, a song by Montel, a very famous one back then. It was quite popular back then. Now, he says, it's good stuff. You should give it a chance. There, that's the first one. You should give it a chance. When you give something a chance, you actually try it. You have chance بهش بده. یه بار امتحانش کن. Maybe you'll like it. And Roger said something afterwards. He said, hey, Brian, listen. Get the lay of the land. This is actually Roger's favorite phrase. چون چند جای دیگه توی اپیزودهای بعدی هم اینو تکرار میکنه. Get the lay of the land for me. What it means is to find out the details of a situation or problem. Get the lay of the land for me. برو ببین چه خبره. برای من جزئیات بیار، اطلاعات بیار. I need information. اولش بود که تازه رفته بودن توی Fox and there were a lot of old people from News Corp. And he said something about Ian. Ian یکی از همون old people بود که رفیق روپرت مرداک بود. He said this guy, Ian, he is famously unflappable. Famously unflappable. So when someone's unflappable, it means they're not likely to get worried, nervous, or angry, even in difficult situations. All right, now let's go ahead and listen to another scene that I brought to you guys. It's also from episode 1, and it's actually a little argument between Roger and Rupert.
Well, you can't just walk away. You got a job to do.
Then let me do it. Stop calling me up here for every bump in the fucking road that won't count for shit when all is said and done. We're that close, Rupert. That close. We don't need to delay anything. And I know exactly what we need to do to be ready.
And what is that?
Get people in line.
Man, I I just love the way he talks, Russell Crowe. He nailed it with his awesome performance. So he says, for every bump in the fucking road, that won't count for shit. روپرت مدام راجر رو میخواست که براش توضیح بده این مشکل پیش اومد، این اتفاق افتاد. And Roger said, these are bumps in the road. These are just bumps. میدونیم که به سرعت گیر میگیم speed bump. And when we talk about bumps in the road, منظورمون problems, مشکلات یا اتفاقاتی که ممکنه بیفته. So he said, you don't have to call me up here. That's exactly what Roger said. You don't have to call me up here for every fucking bump in the road or every bump in the road. That won't count for shit. اصلا اهمیتی نخواهد داشت وقتی که همه این کارا رو انجام بدیم. And Roger said something at the end. گفت من میدونم چی کار کنم که ما بتونیم این پروژه رو سر 6 ماه در واقع لانچ رو سر 6 ماه انجام بدیم. I need to get people in line. Yeah, that's right. Get them in line. So if you keep someone in line or bring him into line, it means you make him obey you or you make him behave in the way you want him to. That's exactly what Roger Ailes is. یکی از ویژگی‌های مهم Roger Ailes همین بوده. He had this ability to get people in line. That's a very good phrase right there. All right, let's go watch, actually listen to the third one, and then we'll be back. This one is from episode 3.
You're late to the party.
It's not my party.
Sorry the night didn't go your way.
You mean America's way?
Roger, we need to be pragmatic. We need allies in Washington.
This man is not an ally. His presence in the White House undermines the Constitution. We need to be vigilant, Rupert. Vigilant.
I am, Roger. I am.
بعد از پیروزی اوباما سال 2008 Roger Ailes, he is pissed, man. He is pissed off. و همسر روپرت مرداک بهش میگه که oh, I'm sorry that didn't go your way. و راجر بلافاصله میگه well, you mean the America's way. Right? راجر یکی از مخالفای سرسخت اوباما بود و نمیخواست که اون رئیس جمهور بشه. So she said, sorry things didn't go your way. When things go your way, well, it means they're favorable. The situation, everything is favorable to you. But when it doesn't go your way, it means, well, it's not what you wanted. It's not what you wanted. And Roger also said, oh, Rupert, we need to be vigilant. Yeah, that's right. We need to be vigilant. When you're vigilant, it means you need to keep your eyes open. Keep them peeled. Keep your eyes peeled. Have a watchful eye. حواستو جمع کنی. با دقت نظاره‌گر باشی. I think that's that. And let's go listen to the last scene that I cut out for you guys.
Rog, you need an appointment. Get on the schedule.
Obama's victory is on you. And you have made yourself a target for manipulation.
Hardly.
This guy's not a president. He's a community organizer, which makes him a communist. He has no blood understanding of this country. And that's something Fox was in the middle of exposing before you tied my hands.
There is nothing to expose. Besides, I endorsed McCain.
Way too late, Rupert. Way too late.
Your coverage was irresponsible.
Do I come in here and tell you how to do your job? No. Do I come in here with my problems?
Well, you're here now.
12 years I've been loyal to you. And I have delivered to you the #1 news network in this country. No one else could have done that.
And I value your contributions.
My contributions, which are roughly around $500 million a year in profit, based off my ideas, my formats, and my editorial decisions. I know you and your wife think I'm some kind of paranoid right-wing nutjob
But
from
you're
Ohio.
Wendy and
I'm the same paranoid nutjob who is lining your pockets. You should just let me keep doing that. No interference, nobody looking over my shoulder. I need complete editorial control of Fox News. Complete. And if you can't make me that promise, you're forcing me to quit and go and work for someone else who can.
Okay, یه راجر عصبانی دوباره میاد توی دفتر Rupert, and now he is talking to Rupert about his sons. He has a bone to pick with him. He says, Rupert says, you got to get on the schedule. When we ask someone to get on the schedule, it means we ask him to make an appointment. And Roger said, Obama's victory is on you. His victory is on you. Roger is still pissed, and he said, تقصیر توئه که اوباما برنده شد. It's your responsibility. It's your fault. Right? You made him win. And Rupert said, no, I endorsed McCain. میگه که من حتی از McCain طرفداری کردم. Well, when you endorse someone, that's the verb. Endorse someone. It means you support them, you give them your support, and you tell everyone how good they are. So that's what endorsing means. ما معمولا از سلبریتی ها یا آدم های مهم این رو میخوایم که بیان محصولاتمون رو endorse بکنن. Right? بهش میگیم تبلیغات. So they endorse some products and you can also endorse people. توی کمپین های انتخاباتی اتفاق زیاد میفته. So after Roger اینو قبول نکرد گفت well too late, that was too late and Obama's victory is on you. And at the end Roger said, well, I have been lining your pockets. I've been loyal to you for 12 years and I have been lining your pockets. سالی $500 million. Can you just believe it? $500 million. And he said, I have been lining your pockets by my editorial decisions. Those are my editorial decisions, and I'm the one who makes them, not you. The nerve on this guy. Okay, well, we're done with those scenes, and I hope you learned something. And just like always, I want you guys to tell your friends about this podcast. Let them know there's this cool podcast regarding the English language. And also, this podcast is for those who happen to love watching movies and TV series and everything. Okay, so definitely do that. Try to use the words and phrases and expressions that you learned in this one. And you can actually send your comments, right? Let me know what you guys learned. And I really enjoy looking at those sentences and maybe correct some of them for you. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's been a while. Man, I really miss doing this. And I guess I'll see you guys soon. Yeah. Take care.